I'm glad you chose to join us.
Do you think that might have been too terrifying for the viewers?
I don't think so. They're Bridgerton folk. It takes more than some misty goblin to scare them away. Which is why you are going to talk about one of the boogeymen. The story is called Springheeled Jack's Last Leap. Now, between 1837 and 1907, Springheeled Jack was Britain's bogeyman. He led a merry chase across the home counties in London. He fought the army literally. He laughed at the police and the law, and he terrified everyone from the upper class down to the very lowest. Strange, tall, gaunt figure in unknown clothing, white, shiny jumpsuit, his head clad in a leather helmet, bat wings hanging from his arms, and he leapt from ground to buildings as he made his escape after every single attack. Over time, Jack made his way north. 1907, as I said, was the last sighting in Liverpool. This takes place just a few years earlier, in 1895, when Brinnington Rise was an affluent neighbourhood. People who'd made their money in industry, in the mills, were buying small but well-appointed homes overlooking the valley and the river. One of these such homes on the night we're talking about, that Amanda Hall was spending a quiet evening while her parents were at the theatre in Manchester. Without warning, there came a knock on her front door, and when she ran to answer, a figure identified itself as a policeman and said, "For God's sake, please bring a lantern. We have an injured man here in the road." Being civically minded, she ran inside, grabbed a lantern, and rushed back out, not noticing that the porch light had been smashed from the outside. She ran to her gate, to her horror, as she lifted up her lantern to help the injured man. The policeman threw off his cloak and stood to his full height, looking down upon her with glowing, malevolent orange eyes. He extended his bat wings around her head, and he said,
"Foolish woman, now you belong to Jack."
And the next thing she felt was the electric sting as blue fire gushed from his mouth and struck her face, knocking her to the ground with a scream. Now what?
Sorry, I've just never seen that much ham in one place before.
Well, attracted by the manic sounds and by her scream, the neighbours all rushed out to find Annabelle, stretched on the floor with this bizarre figure stood over her. As soon as he realised he was outnumbered, Jack looked around himself, extended his wings and leapt into the air. According to witnesses, he leapt clear across the river onto the reddish side. Landed, looked back, his eyes visibly glowing even from that distance. and leapt off into the darkness, never to be seen again. Until 1907, when he was spotted in Liverpool. And I was lucky enough to know one of the people who was involved in that sighting. And at the end of her life, she swore that Jack had never gone away. That's what she said. Jack had never gone. That was just the last reported sighting. He was still around. People were still seeing him. They just didn't know who they were seeing.
Did you hear that? Was that something outside the window? Sorry, I just couldn't help myself.
Really? And you had kittens? We'll be back with our last tale once Dr. Giggles has got control of herself. See you shortly. Get a grip!